my mama akwaba at the back #1 channel news ekoso any the eba e wo man me yeko na ekohwehwe na papa no je ya so na ye di abram na musum na mate e nsem ekoso e wo Ghana ha na nsem ni ebi wo na se beto wo sana na emu eyedu e de match se ye beka e de amom ze no de ta shom se mama beko awakotie e nsem ekoso any the eba e wo man na se ye ba na de ka won so ye di aka
leadership of the NDC in Parliament. We're seeing Deputy Whip, we're seeing the Chief Whip as well, all being handed ministerial positions. We've seen the Majority Leader as well being handed ministerial position. What is the NDC's plan going forward? Let's connect with Komla Kluiche right now because we're getting the sense that some names are coming up strong. Komla, we're picking indications. Mahama Yariga, what is the new majority leadership expected to look like?
Well, it's not going to be held again by Dr. Kesela Atofosin because we already know that he's moving to the Ministry of Finance once he's confirmed by the House. His vetting has already been done. His chief whip, Kwame Govin Sagboja, is also moving from the release that we have just seen a short while ago. And also the deputy whip, or the first deputy whip, Ahmed Ibrahim, who is a Banda MP, is also been moved to the local government ministry. And so that's a massive shakeup. But yes, the NDC MPs were right in the decision they took not to touch the leadership until or pending the ministerial appointment. And so as we speak now, there are indications and from highly placed sources within the NDC majority in Parliament, Mahama Yariga, has been consulted on this, and he's equally expressed his interest in this and has virtually a unanimous backing from the entire NDC members of Parliament. What is left is for the leadership and the entire caucus to equally agree on the rest of the people who would make up. That's the deputy leader, and then also the chief whip, and then the first deputy whip as well as the second. We don't know whether Comfort Kujo Gansa would be maintained, but as we speak, with the exodus or the shakeup, it's very likely, and from all indications, Mahama Yariga very much tipped to be the one to lead the majority or become the leader of government business with the movement of these very, very key individuals who form the leadership of the NDC caucus.
There's one name we may have glossed over, and that's Ama Kofi Boah, who is currently the deputy majority leader as well. You've mentioned the shake-up completely and the fact that there are consultations as to who becomes deputy majority leader. Is that suggestive he's also headed towards a ministerial role, hence his position as well will be vacant?
We cannot confirm that in its entirety, but the indications are that there are a lot of considerations being done by His Excellency.
So any the eba ewo mining na waso egusu awutin amesro pan se wutie na de wo so wadwen eyo fansem na wuja efefe edi amame ewo comment section ho na nsem ebi so etwa so ese.
The president he is a former Minister of Energy, a very, very, very astute one of the court, of course, and also a very competent one from all indications that we get. And until there's a release from the presidency confirming where he will be going next, we cannot say actually where he is going. But the indication is that yes, there'll be a shake-up, and already we are beginning to see it. Once these individuals who form the leadership of the NDC majority move, then it means that there has to be a new leadership appointment by the NDC in Parliament. And so we can only wait. They are returning, I think, next week. And when they return, then we'll be able to get a clearer picture on who would be the majority leader, his deputy, the chief whip, and the two deputy whips as well.
Right then, Komla, thank you very much. Komla is our presidential affairs correspondent. Used to wear the hat in Parliament, that's why it's got still got a lot of details in relation to that. But there are other pressing matters currently at the seat of government, Kamini.
This afternoon, crunch meeting is currently underway at the Jubilee House between government and officials of the Ghana Education Service over the food supply crises faced by our public senior high schools, which is yet to commence despite a directive to evacuate food in warehouses, TEMA, to all senior high schools to satisfy the nutritional needs of senior high school students under the free senior high school policy. Feeding for some time now has been a major challenge for authorities, prompting the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools to issue an advice to parents to let their children come to school with food like gari, shito, and sugar to supplement daily nutritional needs. Faced with the gravity of the situation, President Mahama directed the Chief of Staff and the Ghana Education Service to help evacuate food stock in our warehouses as temporary measure, pending a lasting solution. We can now take a listen to John Dramani Mahama when he made this remark sometime last week.
As we speak, we have a challenge currently with feeding students in secondary schools, as the Ghana Education Service insisted that schools must reopen on the 3rd of January, contrary to the advice of the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. As a stopgap measure, I've asked the Chief of Staff to work with the Ghana Education Service to allocate and evacuate food that is currently held in warehouses in Tema, which this food was imported by the outgone government in response to the drought that occurred last year. But in this emergency, we need to use some of that food to feed our students so that education can continue.
John Dramani Mahama is President of the Republic of Ghana. Let's stay on the subject and talk to Dr. Peter Anti. He is the Executive Director of the Institute for Education Studies, IFES.
For any for her and I'm requiring a minimum fair. I want some I also any the EPA or minimum. Me, I met us in some way, dim which I make at the Ebremo. Michelle and na your frame your hat, a Ghanatube send that and the kind I just say we need album videos. So I'm sure pan say, but I scry right now I share. I'm not for so me no matter and some I also any the ACC or minimum. See, minimum 18.